Maybe.
Yeah. It's a good thing everything's like, hello, we are live. Hello,
Hello.
hello, we are live. So this is a new little feature going on here. We have our little board is set up a little weird. Anyhow, anyways, little weird here. Anyway, happy. What are we on? Saturday on I keep wanting to say September for whatever the reasons are. I don't know why, but it's not September. It is May 28th, 2022. And before we dive into tonight's topic, just want to make sure we are streaming on all the platforms that we should be streaming on. So I'm going to start off with Twitter, just to make sure we are there. And got to zoom through. So as I am doing that, all right, we are on Twitter. So for those who are watching on Twitter, please go ahead and hit that little hot button there. Let us know that you are watching. And we're going to move into our YouTube channel. That's the beauty of StreamYard. We get to be on all different places at the same time. If we can all just learn how to do that, just generally, wouldn't that be fun? Be on
Yeah.
all groups. Ew, echo. So those who are watching on YouTube, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button if you're not a member, and also go ahead and hit that thumbs up as well. And Lisa, if you have YouTube, do you have your own YouTube page by chance?
No, I don't.
Oh, we're gonna
Um,
have to get you up on a page.
yeah.
Yes. And we are going to land on the good old Facebook page where hopefully there'll be some people watching who were not brave enough to join us. But the good thing is, if anybody does want to join in, I did put the link in my Facebook post that they can come and join us if they want to. So anyway, here we are. Lisa and I. Lisa Nice is one of my clients, and she and I play around a lot behind the scenes in regards to her Reiki treatments and workouts. But today we're going to be chatting about Venus in Taurus. Now, before I dive into all of that, just a quick introduction for both of us. I'm Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified holistic personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, medical astrologer, master of numerology, and also the creator of the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast deck. Lisa, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Lisa Nice. I'm a physical therapist, and I'm also an independent beauty consultant for Mary Kay.
Excellent. Yes. So what we're doing tonight, what I had intended to do earlier was to bring a whole bunch of us together. When I say a whole bunch, usually more than two of us as a bunch, I think. So originally there was supposed to be one other tonight, and unfortunately things had changed for her schedule. Which, funny enough, that's what Venus in Taurus is all about. Perfect example of Venus and Taurus, and that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. What Venus is, and then what Taurus is, and then we bring them together to give an explanation to what it actually is for me, for Lisa, and anyone who's watching, and anyone who might be brave enough. And I use the word brave enough because not everybody wants to get up in front of a screen and on top of it, let everyone see them on top of it. So let's just talk a little bit about what Venus is first. So Venus is our planet of love, relationships, and also money. So it plays a huge role in regards to how we connect with money, our relationship with money, how we feel about money, how we spend our money, how we save our money, and everything about money. Also about our relationships with others as well, such as our physical and material possessions, the things we own in our home, the things we, you know, just own in general. And then here's the big one when it comes to the relationship aspects: how we value ourselves, how we want to be valued. And when I use the word valued, it's not like a dollar price. It's more in reference to that respect concept, where we want people to respect us. We want people to treat us a certain way. We want to be honorable, and we want the word that I keep hearing, then, and I'm just gonna dive right into it without without anything else, is also boundaries. That Venus is about boundaries. And there's so many of us, including myself, that get a little tongue tied when it comes to boundaries. We're so quick. I would say there's more people pleasers out there in the world than there are not. Now, Lisa, do you find yourself to be a people pleaser?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah. And sometimes we do that because it's just easier to say yes than to say no. And then, even though we really want to say no, and then after we say yes, we spend the entire time up until the point of where we have to meet with this person or this event in our head complaining about the fact that we said yes. Like, oh my God, why did I say yes to that? What was I thinking? Wow, if only I can come up with an excuse not to have to do it. And that's a people pleaser. So when we think about Venus in Taurus energy, which, by the way, folks, if you're not aware, Venus literally went into Taurus energy today, which is why I thought it was so fun and appropriate to turn around and do this today. Just throwing in some invites for anybody who might be interested in coming and sharing some insight with us. All right, one more. Okay. So yes, so like I was saying, that Venus just went into Taurus energy today. So now that you know a lot about Venus, love, relationship, and money, let's talk about Taurus. And then what we're going to do is we're going to dive into what this means collectively, and then even more fun, what it means individually. And because I do have Lisa here, Lisa's going to get what I like to call a personalized GPS navigation in reference to what Venus is going to help her with in Taurus energy. But before we go there, what I like to do is talk about Taurus for a minute. For those of you who are not familiar with astrology, Taurus is associated with the second house energy. Now, second house, I mean, just in numerology, and I'm going to flip flop a little bit just to confuse everybody because I feel like I'm confused. I mean, I want to bring everybody with me. So when we think about that second house, and in numerology, the number two itself is about partnerships, relationships, contracts, things that we're married to, people we're married to, beliefs we're married to, and friendships as well. So any type of relationship falls under that category of second house energy, whether it's associated with numerology or associated with astrology. And when we think about astrology as that second house, it's just that. It's that physical connection and the material connection that we have, and how we value our home, for example. Because when we think about that physical material possessions, it's just that: our home, our cars, um, our jobs, whatever falls under value. And then, as we said before, it's about respect, it's about loyalty, it's about honesty, it's about boundaries, as spoke as well. And this is a perfect time, now that Venus is in Taurus energy, collectively, how many of us are going to be examining how we want to be treated. And when we think about this in reference to Venus and Taurus personally, we can also think about it professionally as well. How we want to be treated in the workplace. Are we being treated and respected based on the work that we do? Is the dollar amount matching what it is we do? So these things may be, some questions may flare up in reference to, you might start questioning your worth at your job place. You might start questioning if you're an independent contractor, such as what Lisa is, besides her being a physical therapist. I mean, she'll have two places to sort of evaluate in regards to what her dollar amount is, and is it time for her for herself to give herself a raise in regards to what she's doing, and also the possibility of her even going to a boss and asking for a raise as well. So these things may show up not just for Lisa, but collectively for many of us in reference to, are we really feeling valued at work? And when we think about the home place, and I'm going to bounce back and forth between home and also work. Are we feeling valued at home? Are we feeling appreciated at home? Are we in this space where we're feeling respected? Do what shows up as a sign of respect and what shows up as a lack of respect in the home space and also the workspace. And that's what this connection between Venus and Taurus is about. It's bringing those two energies together. So what I would like to do is I like to dive a little bit into Lisa's energy in regards to Venus and Taurus. So Lisa, for you on your chart, because I'm assuming you have your chart there. What
Yes, right
what?
here.
There she goes. There she goes. Beautiful. What zodiac sign is your Venus in?
Virgo.
Of course, we knew that. So before we break it down, and she tells me the house, let's just talk a little bit about that Virgo energy, just in case anybody's sort of wondering. When we talk about Virgo, Virgo's the sixth house in astrology. Now, again, I'm going to bounce back and forth between astrology and numerology because they're very similar when we think about it. That sixth house and the number six in numerology is associated with healing, nurturing, caring, home, family. And when we talk about it in reference to astrology, it's also associated with scheduling, routine, organization, and health and fitness and wellness in Virgo energy. So when we think about that Venus in Virgo for Lisa, for Lisa, there's going to be a lot of internal dialogue for her in regards to her wanting to, or how important is it for Lisa to schedule her health and fitness into her routine. And considering that's something that Lisa and I do anyway together, she's very accountable to her health and fitness routine because we meet for that health and fitness routine. It's also about her scheduling other physical activities into her routine as well, and her scheduling her healing process as well in, which is something she also does with me as well. So now, what house is the Virgo in Venus?
The first house.
Oh, it's more and more exciting. Now we're talking about the first house in astrology, and we can also speak about it in numerology as well because they're very much the same. First house is self. First house is all about Lisa. It's all about what she feels about her health, what she feels about her appearance. Because again, Venus is appearance. Venus is how we look, how our hair looks. And Lisa, if you wouldn't mind, just show them your nails because I know they're done.
Yeah.
Yes, Venus is about the sensuality, and I want to feel good. I want to look good. So she has her nails done just like I do, and that's Venus energy. It's also in reference to where she's going to, with it being in Taurus right now in that first house. It really is about that connection with taking really good care of yourself, being very health conscious, being very, and it's interesting that she's a consultant of Mary Kay. She's also going to be more attuned to her appearance. So she may find herself wanting to make sure she has makeup on. Interesting enough, because she's a Mary Kay consultant. So with that being in the first house, the Venus Virgo first house energy is all about her appearance. It's all about her making the time, taking the time out to make sure she looks good. It's not about a vanity thing, and it's definitely not about, well, I want to look good for somebody else. This is really about you're going to want to look good for you. You're going to want to really be into your mind, body, and spirit as Venus is in Taurus in your first house. Okay, whereas in Virgo. So what I want to do is I want to take it one step further in that connection with being, because the collective energy is in Taurus energy, which, as we said, is all about relationships and that physical and material possession, so to speak. And when we connect it into that Virgo energy, what we're looking at, just doing some math in my head, so mind me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in theory, based on the collective energy, it's the ninth house for you. So that means there's also going to be a lot of internal thinking. And also possibly, which I think is going to go really well, and I think you're really going to like this one. For you, it also means traveling. With this Venus, Taurus energy, there's definitely travel for you right now. Okay, and I think it makes a lot of sense based on, just what I know of what you've been doing, where you are going to be traveling. And now again, when you think about that traveling statement, the traveling statement could be where she's traveling just, from one location to another, which is what she does anyway. For her business, she travels from one client to the other. But then there's also going to be travel where she's literally packing her bags and going someplace. And that's what this energy is for her on a personal note. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you have any questions so far?
No, you're explaining it very well.
Excellent, excellent. And like I said, just with more people involved with this conversation, it would have been a lot more informative, because in this way here we would have had others where we would have been able to fill things out. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to share my insight, my Venus energy for anyone who might have Venus and Pisces energy, and the rarity of it being in the ninth house. So let's talk a little bit about Pisces. Pisces is associated with the 12th house energy, which means Pisces carries all the energy of all 12 signs. Very intuitive as well. And with that Venus Pisces, it's that intuition of the intuition in regards to tapping into my own intuition with how I feel about certain things as well. And interesting, because it's in my ninth house, it also may mean that I will be doing some traveling on a personal level. Whether, again, if I'm going to be traveling to people's homes or actually packing a suitcase and going someplace, maybe a vacation. How nice would that be? And when we think about it in reference to the actual collective energy as well, that puts me in my third house, which also means that it's connected to how I communicate. How I communicate, not just with the community, but also communicating with spirit. That relationship that I have with spirit, because the intuition plays a role as well. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So for those who are watching, I would be curious to know what zodiac sign and house Venus is in your chart. So this way here, you can have a better understanding to the theme that this energy is going to play. And I'm trying to remember from my research, I do not believe Venus is going to be going in retrograde during this Taurus energy, which is actually a really good thing, which means there's no reflecting back anything. It's just really straight talk in our relationship. So that should be a lot of fun. So that's what we have in regards to Venus being in Taurus energy. And for those who are watching this later on the replay, how you can figure out your theme. I'm going to try to break this down as easily as I can. So you look at your chart and you see that wherever Venus is, next to it on the right side, you'll see the zodiac sign. Whatever that zodiac sign is, knowing that Aries starts it from the beginning and then it drops down to Pisces as the 12th. So you just got to figure out what number sign you have. And it's pretty easy because, ideally if you just know your zodiacs, it's simple to know. And then knowing the actual house that it sits in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through all the houses. I think that would probably be the easiest way of going about this. All the houses. And I'm going to try to run through this as easily and as, not quickly, but at a pace that you guys can take some notes. And I'm trying to simplify it as much as I can. So when we think about the first house like Lisa has hers, which is all about self, how we the self appearance, self the relationship we have with ourselves, and how important it is that people respect us. So boundaries is a really big one during this period of time. And I'm going to just pop this on to Lisa just for a second, letting her know, reminding her that you may have during this time, you may experience your boundaries being tested. So be mindful of that. If in case that shows up where people may push your buttons a little bit just to see what they can and cannot get away with. And that's just Venus and Taurus coming together to help you set up better boundaries. Okay. So when we talk about the second house energy, which is actually right along with Taurus, literally it's in its home. And interesting enough, when we talk about Venus and Taurus itself, Venus is the ruler of Taurus. So it actually likes to be there. So now, if for whatever reason, Laura, somebody has Venus and let's say Taurus on their chart in the second house, that is some massive, massive energy going on in one energy field, which means there's going to be a major evolution in regards to that individual's relationships they have with themselves, and relationship they have with others, and even their money. And when I get for that person, without even knowing that person, if there's anyone out there with that combination, is that this is massive change in regards to your job, and it's massive change in regards to a relationship. Having that sequel. Because again, this can go in so many ways. It can go where Venus could be in Aries, Venus could be in Pisces, Venus could be in Cancer, Venus could be in the second house. But depending on where it is, plays a huge role. So we're going to move into third house energy, which I think I spoke, well, no, I didn't speak on it yet. So third house energy is related to communication. How we communicate, the internal conversations we have with ourselves too, because remember, Venus is the relationship we have with ourselves. Those who may have third house energy in Venus may be doing a lot of conversations about money. Maybe renegotiating something about their job, maybe changing up their marketing strategies, their prices, a lot of conversation regarding just general relationships and also money for those in third house energy. Fourth house energy is associated with family, but associated with home. So when we think of that fourth house, and depending on whatever the zodiac sign is, and what I'm going to suggest for everyone who's watching on this replay is to come watch tomorrow night, because there's a good possibility I'm going to do a 12-card cosmic energy forecast for this Venus energy. So not only will you have this information, but then you can combine the cards to this as well and really do some serious healing in regards to the work that you might want to heal from. So that fourth house is associated with home and family and nurturing. And it's also that relationship with mother figures, and the things you're mothering, such as projects. Fifth house energy is associated with the changes, fun, adventure. So again, we talk about that Venus energy in reference to relationships and the physical material possessions. You guys want to have fun. You guys want to, it has to be fun. It has to be extremely fun with that Taurus collective energy. Lots of fun. Flirtation is the word I'm hearing. Flirtation for those who have fifth house energy. And being very expressive as well. Then we have sixth house energy, which is connected to that Virgo energy. But if your Venus sign is not in Virgo, then it's going to be a whole different game. But that sixth house energy is associated with, again, healing, nurturing, scheduling health and fitness and wellness in. It really is about your body and your shelter as well for sixth house energy. Seventh house energy is about that connection you want to have with self. The time to go within, the time to sit quietly, the time to really evaluate your relationships with yourself and others. And again, that boundary is the word that's coming in again, where we focus on what people are gonna bring us up and what people are bringing us down. And it might be time that if we have people bringing us down, it's time to get rid of those people and make space for those who are going to raise us up. That's that seventh house energy. Eighth house energy is all about your transformations. The things that, again, Venus and Taurus, where we're valuing ourselves, this is a time that if something doesn't work well, if something doesn't make you smile, this is the time you want to get rid of that in that eighth house. This is a transformation. This is about your achievements. This is about success. It's also going to come into play where money is going to be a big thing as well. Money shifts, money conversations for those who have Venus in the eighth house energy. Now, we do have someone that just popped on. Hello, Ruth. How are you? So, Ruth, if you watch, if you know what your Venus sign is and what house your Venus sign is on your chart, put that in the comments, and I will give you some insight to what Venus and Taurus means for you as Venus is in Taurus right now. So I'm going to give you a minute, and I'm going to continue with the houses if you wish to share that information. So when we think about that eighth house energy, it's about success, it's about your achievements, it's about awards. So noting that Venus and Taurus, that collective energy, they bring you into the spotlight. They bring you into the spotlight where people are going to see more of you because of that eighth house energy, awards, the ceremonies, etc. Then we have ninth house, which as mine was in, the ninth house. That traveling and spiritual wisdom that shows up in the ninth house. That relationship with Venus energy, where the relationship we have with spirits, and the Taurus energy in regards to that connection between the physical realm and the spiritual realm. That the veil can be really, really thin, and opportunities to connect with your intuition on a higher level. And even perhaps traveling to different places to connect with new relationships. That's that ninth house energy. 10th house energy. 10th house energy is associated with your career, your soul's purpose, which again comes right back into that Venus and Taurus energy because it is a matter of respect, honor, your purpose, boundaries, and also we're bringing it into money again. So those who have 10th house energy, there could be a lot of conversation about money in reference to getting a raise or finally stepping into that space where you feel ready to step into being independent. Then we have 11th house energy. 11th house is about community. 11th house is community. It's also about networking as well, community getting out, which taps really well again, Venus and Taurus. Your relationship with yourself, but very important that you want to be out there with people, that 11th house energy. You want to socialize as well. 12th house energy is tying up all your loose ends. Tying up your loose ends, tying up how you feel about money, tying up how you feel about relationships that you just feel like you do a lot, and you don't get very much in the return. And this could be the time where you really focus on walking away from relationships that are not serving you at this time. But we want to also be mindful that, again, besides the houses, we do need to know that zodiac sign that's going to help give a bigger theme to what's going to go on for you during this Venus Taurus energy. Any questions for you, Lisa?
No, not at all.
All is good?
Yes, all's great.
Excellent, excellent. So with all that being said, like I said, I was sort of, sort of hoping that I would have had one or two others with us tonight. We would have been able to bounce back and forth in reference to other people's insight regarding their specific zodiac sign and their house it's in as well. For those who are interested in really learning what this energy is going to help you with, in regards to knowing the zodiac sign with the house. You know what the houses is. And just taking this information and understanding Venus is all about our relationships, money, and love. Taurus is about our physical material possessions, how we value ourselves, how we want to show up, how we want people to value us, how we want to feel respected, how we want to be loved. This might even be a really great time to, if you're not familiar with your love language, how you need love, how it shows up, how you want to give love, this would be a really great time to go get yourself. I believe the title of the book is The Five Love Languages, and learn your love language. And then everybody in your household learn their love language. So this way here, you'll know exactly how to communicate based on a love language. And when we speak of a love language, it's not just an intimate love language, it's actually a love language of, let's say, your parents, your siblings, your children. Where, Lisa, do you know your love language?
No.
So you might be interested in getting yourself that book. I forget the author's name, but I believe the title is The Five Love Languages. And in the book, there's an actual quiz that you could take, and it will give you exactly where you are and what kind of language do you speak. Like, I know for me, I am a expressive. I like to say to people that I love them. I'm also the word I'm going to use is um like a touchy person. I like to give hugs. And in reference to feeling appreciated, it can bounce between gifts, where I receive gifts and I like to give gifts, but it also in reference to that speaking, where someone literally says to me how much they appreciate what I do. So that's my love language. And when we can learn that, like for example, I know this one person, and from his childhood, he really isn't really big on gifts, because for whatever the reasons are, an adult figure in his mind felt like anytime he received a gift from this person was trying to buy his love. So in his mind, when he receives the gift, if the gift is not if he doesn't feel like the gift is being given to him genuinely, he just feels like that gift is trying to buy his love. So when we can learn our love language, we can better understand how to connect with that person. Does that person like to be hugged? Does that person need to hear the words "I love you"? Does that person need to receive little like homework cards that say a little something special in it? Does that person um, does that person need to know that, let's say, their spouse comes home and their spouse washes the dishes, and that's how their spouse shows that they love? So there's so many different ways of the love language. And I think Venus being in Taurus energy is a perfect time, if you're not familiar with your own love language, how you want to, receive love. This is a great time to examine that. So this way here, you can start letting your family members know, hey, this is how I like to receive love. This is my way of receiving love. So this way here, people will really know how to love you. I remember I had a client years back, and she hated flowers, like any type of flowers. She hated them. She could not stand them. She couldn't stand the smell of them. It just made her nauseous when she would get flowers. And her husband, especially when he first started, dating her, within the first maybe 6 months or so, he would always come home with a bouquet of flowers for her. And he was so excited to give her these flowers. And she'd take them, she'd cut them on the bottom, she'd stick it in the vase, and she just put it on the table. And she would give him a little kiss on the cheek, and that was it. He couldn't understand. He was like, I don't understand. You know, any other woman who gets a bouquet of flowers would be excited and be like, loving up their partner. But not until he realized that she did not like flowers. And he's like, oh my God, all this time I'm giving her flowers and she can't stand them. And I was finally because she didn't even really realize she didn't like flowers. She didn't realize it was part of her love language. And once she realized it and she expressed it to him, he stopped buying her flowers and started digging more into what love language was. And their relationship got stronger because now he was actually speaking her language, so to speak. So I highly recommend, Lisa, that you order yourself that book, take the quiz in it, and have everybody in your household take the quiz so you can learn what everyone's love language is. And as I said before, when we speak about love language, it's not just based on an intimate level, it's love language with our friends, our siblings, our parents, everybody we know. And and once you understand that, this Venus Taurus energy could be really powerful for all of us. Now, so, Lisa, what you learned about yourself today regarding your Venus in Virgo in the first house, how do you think it's
Um,
changed for you?
well, I think it's definitely right on target. I have been working on myself, my appearance, health and wellness, all that. So this is just going to reinforce all the good that I started, a couple months ago, and maybe make it a little bit more consistent. And it does reinforce, basically what you told me about, the travel and what's happening in the next couple months, and my appearance, and so I think I started feeling some of this energy maybe a little sooner than when it came.
Well, the nice thing about that, I'm glad you said that. The interesting thing, I'm going to use that word, the interesting thing about energy and those who are intuitive, sensitive, whatever we want to call ourselves, we do start to feel the energy of the planets when they do shift before they actually shift. Like for myself, I usually start to feel the shift of the planet probably like a week before it actually happens. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, and that's usually most intuitives where we just are sensitive to the energy. So we start to psychically move into that energy before the energy is actually here. So yes,
Okay.
yeah. So again, for anyone else who's watching and you're watching on the replay and you're curious to know what this energy is going to help you with, how you're going to move forward with this energy, how you're going to learn to love yourself more, how you're going to value and respect yourself. Because what I do believe what's going to happen for many of us as Venus is flowing through this Taurus energy is that many of us are going to start to redevelop some new habits, beliefs, and programmings, and really have a better relationship with ourselves and others. And get rid of the old ways of doing things so we can be aligned with the new version of who we are. Another thing I want to bring to the table for tonight, just for the fun of it, besides Venus being in Taurus, we also have specifically tonight up until tomorrow, which is the 29th, we have the moon in Taurus as well. And when we think about the moon's energy, no matter what zodiac sign the moon is in, the moon is associated with how we feel. And then in addition to when we think about how we feel, it's also about our taps into our inner child's feelings as well. So again, between yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we may come into some inner child experiences that might flare up to help us learn something about ourselves and to also help the inner child to heal from whatever he or she needs to heal from. In addition to that, we also have Mercury, good old Mercury in Taurus energy, which is still in retrograde. So, in regards to again Venus and Taurus, that relationship aspect, it's also going to be a lot of internal conversations that we're having with ourselves regarding Mercury's energy and that reflecting as opposed to doing. And then one other sign, which is a biggie, which is our North Node that actually went into Taurus on December 22nd, 2021. And with that energy and the moon that's currently there right now, Venus that's in Taurus, and also Mercury that's in Taurus, that's a lot of energy. What's that? 5 planets in Taurus energy? That's a lot of energy. Just want to give a shout out that I have Karen here right now. Karen or Kerry, I think it's Kerry, sorry. Carrie, if you want to put your information in the comments below in regards to what your Venus um, zodiac sign and house is, I would be more than happy to give you some information. But you have to put those three: what your Venus sign is, what zodiac sign Venus is on your personal chart, and what house it's at. And I can give you some insight to what this energy is going to help you with as well. So again, when we think about these 5 planets all in Taurus energy right now, that means that a lot of us, if not all of us, are doing some deep-rooted soul work regarding the relationships that we have with ourselves, the relationship we have with our physical possessions, the relationship we have with our material possessions, and the relationships we have with everybody. All right, so Carrie, you said yours is your Venus is in Taurus? Really? I want to know what house it's in. Do you know the house? Do you know the house? Want to see? I could put something in there. Carrie, I just put the StreamYard link in. If you want to hop on with us, all you have to do is click on that link and come join us. Because I know Lisa and I would love to have you. So that StreamYard link, what you got to do is click on it and come join us. And we'll have a conversation about Taurus, your Venus in Taurus. Wow. See how excited I just got? Venus in Taurus. Someone who has Venus in Taurus. That's some interesting energy going on there. So let's see if Carrie's going to join us. Carrie, if you are going to join us, just let me know you're going to come on so I know to bring you in once you show up. And I don't know what happened. Oh, there we go. I was going to say, I don't know what happened to Lisa.
I'm getting texted.
There you go. Yes, yes. So we think about 5 planets right now, all in Taurus energy. And another thing I want to bring to the table as well when we think about Taurus energy, if you have any other planets that's associated with Taurus in your chart, those planets are also going to be amplified based on this energy too. So it goes a lot of different directions. So Carrie is saying what? The bull. The bull. What is the bull? Isn't the bull Taurus? I think the bull is Taurus, isn't it? Or is it Aries? Well, I need to know your number, your house number, because the house of astrology, because you said that you are in Taurus. And if that is the case, I just want the house that is associated on your chart. And if you want to come on with us, all you have to do is click on that link that I just put in the comments, and you can join us. I would love to have you on. Otherwise, again, like I said, let me see. I'm not sure what house means. On your astrology chart, to the far right, or if you look at the circle on your chart, you'll see a bunch of numbers in the middle. There we go. Lisa's going to show you right in the middle there. If you can see Lisa's chart, there's a bunch of numbers right in the middle there. Look for Taurus and see what house number Taurus sits in. And that's how you'll determine what house your Venus Taurus is in. Like I said, if you want to come on with us, I could probably help you out a little bit more by you being here with us. All you got to do is click on that link. This is an opportunity for anybody. So anybody who's jumping in on the live right now, that link is there. All you gotta do is tap into that link, and then you come stream with us. We'll be live, and we get to share your information right along here with Lisa and I. We're probably gonna go another 7 minutes or so if Carrie pops in. Otherwise, we're gonna probably be concluding our live for tonight. Because I know Lisa and I wanna have dinner, and I'm sure Lisa wants to get ready for bed. Yes.
Yes, I think I have kid pickups too.
Kid pickups. You got to go out.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, fun. Very fun. So again, just to conclude for tonight. Hello, Tanya. How are you, my love? Tanya, if you would like to jump on to our StreamYard link, the link is in the comment slightly above your comment, and you can join us. We are speaking about the Venus and Taurus energy right now, what that means for you personally, and what it means collectively. The personally will be based on what sign, zodiac sign Venus is in your chart, and what house it sits in. Kerry says, I appreciate it, but I'm not feeling like me. Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much, Kerry. Appreciate it. So, again, if you are interested in learning exactly the personal energy of this and how to navigate through this energy, where again, we have 5 planets, specifically between today, tomorrow, today, yesterday, and tomorrow, we have 5 planets in Taurus. After tomorrow, the moon is going to rotate out of Taurus and into Gemini. So then we'll be left with 4 planets in Taurus, which is still a lot of planets in Taurus. And depending on what other planets you have in your chart that happens to be in Taurus, and also just to throw one other thing at you, just to confuse the hell out of you, remember Taurus is associated with second house. So if you have any other planets on your chart that's in the second house, that's associated with Taurus as well, just to confuse you a little bit. All is good. So with all that being said, anybody who has any questions, comments, feel free to put them in the comments below on my Facebook page. If you are watching or listening from Twitter or YouTube, for Twitter, you can put your comments in below in the Twitter page. YouTube, I have no idea how you put comments in other than emailing, and you could do that by healingwithin76@gmail.com. And for those of you who are interested in learning about Mary Kay and getting some items for Mary Kay, Lisa, let them know let them know about Mary Kay, let them know how they can reach you, and let them know about some of the specials is going on right now, because I know that there's something really big going on for Mary Kay. Yes.
Yes. Well, we're ending our seminar year, but right now for Memorial Day weekend, I have some specials. I'm on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook, or call me or text me 908-546-0266, and I can link you up with my Facebook pages, for the specials. Right now we're trying to fill a bag, so I'm looking for 20 orders to fill a bag, and a lucky customer gets a whole bag full of free product. And that's it. But contact me, and then we'll talk.
There you go. And
Thank
that's a
you.
whole lot of fun going on with Venus and Taurus energy,
Oh
where you have
yes.
20 more items in the big bag and somebody possibly gets to win that. So yeah. So Lisa, I want to thank you for coming out with me tonight and playing along. I
Thank
always
you.
love when people are willing to come out and be transparent, because it is transparency. Hopefully there's somebody out there in the world that has Venus and Virgo in the first house. you know,
Yes.
yes, because the way I always think about it is like when we start comparing everyone's charts, we start to realize like, wait. I'm the only one that has that house in this particular zodiac sign. How's that even possible? Your astrology chart is unique to you, and your timing makes a difference. So even though they do say theoretically that there's babies born all the time throughout the day, and you'd be surprised on how many babies are born at the exact same time you're born. I'd do some research. But in any case, so again, thank you so much, Lisa, for being here with me tonight. I do look forward to connecting with you, doing another live at some point, having some more fun. So I appreciate you. And for those watching live with me tonight, thank you for being here. When you watch this on a replay, feel free to leave questions and comments. If you are interested in learning where Venus and Taurus is on your chart and what this really means for you going forward, feel free to reach out, healingwithin76@gmail.com. Also remember, come join me tomorrow night, probably about 9 p.m. Eastern Time, as I will be going live talking about the 12-card cosmic energy forecast for the week, specifically relating to Venus energy. So you'll get cards to work with as well to really start working on healing whatever needs to be healed. Relationships with self, relationship with others, and relationship with money. And I think that's a biggie. So, all that being said, everyone have yourself an amazing night. Till next time, bye bye for now.
Thank you, Joanne. Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right, guys. Just to conclude for tonight, again, anyone who has any information, any questions, comments regarding what took place this evening, and you're curious to know and you want to get some one-on-one attention, feel free to reach out to me, healingwithin76@gmail.com, or continue following me, and let's see where it all goes. But for now, have yourself a blessed night. Bye bye for now.